So the last slide we observed on the last class. Continue with the class drugs which affects bacterial protein synthesis. So bacterial protein synthesis is occurring in bacterial ribosomes. It is having two subunits, 30S and 50S ribosomal subunits. And mRNA, it is having triplet codons which is read by the ribosomes, and ribosomes is having two sites, A site and P site. You can see in the figure. A site is the acceptor site for the amino acid, and P site is the peptidyl site. And once the ribosome read the first triplet codon, it will invite the first amino acid with the help of tRNA, and the complex is known as amino acyl tRNA, which will place the first amino acid in the acceptor site. And once amino acid is placed, the ribosome will move and read the next triplet codon. Meanwhile, the first amino acid will be moving to the P site or the peptidyl site. Now the second triplet codon will encode for another amino acid which will be attached to the acceptor site. Meanwhile, the first amino acid will relocate to the acceptor site and form a peptide bond. Now again the ribosomes moves and read the third triplet codon and invite the third amino acid, and the process continues till the ribosomes reach the terminating codon. We start with the drug. First is tetracyclines. You can remember the drug name because they ends with the term cyclines, because they are having four ring structures, so that's why they are known as tetracyclines. So usually the drug names ends with cyclines. So have a look on the classification. Just forget about the detailed classification. You just remember short acting, intermediate, and long acting. Short acting start with chlor, oxy, and tetracycline. I omitted tetracycline term because it is common. So chlor tetracycline, oxy tetracycline, and tetracycline. Intermediate acting demiclocycline, metacycline, lime cycline. Long acting doxycycline and minocycline. And you can see that if we elaborate the classification, the short acting, you can see they are having low lipid solubility and low bioavailability. Intermediate, again intermediate lipid solubility and bioavailability. Long acting, high lipid solubility and high bioavailability. Minocycline is almost having 100% oral bioavailability, and duration of action also increases as you come down from the first classification. So that will make you easy to remember the classification, I hope. Mechanism of action of tetracycline. The tetracycline, it is a broad spectrum antibiotic, as I mentioned earlier, one of the broad spectra apart from chloramphenicol. They are bacteriostatic in nature. They are not cidal, they are bacteriostatic in nature. They inhibit bacterial protein synthesis, and where they bind, remember the order alternatively starting with the smallest one, that is they bind to a 30S ribosomal subunit and prevents the attachment of amino acyl tRNA to the mRNA ribosome complex and prevents protein synthesis in the bacteria. And they are actively transported into the microorganism, and this is a process which is inhibited by some of the microorganisms, resulting in development of resistance, already mentioned in the initial slide. Antibacterial spectrum, since it is a broad spectrum, can include much of the microorganisms except fungus and virus. They are active in Rickettsia, Chlamydia, Mycoplasma, Mycobacterium, Plasmodia, Amoeba. Good activity in gram-positive and much of the gram-negative microorganism, but they are not active against virus and fungus. Remember that. Never write the use of any infection caused by virus or fungus in the uses of tetracycline. Pharmacokinetics is of importance. The problem with tetracycline, it forms unabsorbable chelates or complex with metal ions and reduces the absorption. So it should not be taken along with the dairy products like milk products, iron supplements, magnesium, or any iron containing laxatives or antacids, because they contain metal ions. which will form unabsorbable complex with the tetracycline, resulting in lack of absorption of tetracycline and loss of its activity. And all the tetracycline, they tends to accumulate in the bones teeth because of the presence of calcium, also in the reticular endothelial cells, liver and spleen. Food will interfere with the absorption of all the tetracycline except deoxytetracycline and minotetracycline. They undergo enterohepatic cycling, that means that's why the last classification shows long duration of action. IM injection is very painful, so it is usually avoided. So mainly it is given by either IV route or by oral route of administration. Adverse effects, mainly they affect the bones and teeth. In children below the age of 12 years, it causes permanent brownish discoloration, and especially observed in children less than 5 years old, so it should be avoided in children below 5 years. Temporary suppression of bone growth is observed in the premature infants, and it shows hepatotoxicity in pregnant women. That means only pregnant women are mainly affected with the hepatotoxicity by the tetracycline. So all these three make it contraindicated during pregnancy and also during the nursing period. Remember the three important points. Other side effects, nephrogenic diabetic insipidus like taste because it antagonizes ADH. Photosensitivity is observed with the doxy and demiclocycline. Otto and minocycline, they are famous for ototoxicity. Ototoxicity. It can cause loss of hearing and loss of balancing. Both cochlear and vestibular toxicity is observed. They can cause superinfection because it is a broad spectrum antibiotic, can cause damage to the normal flora. Renal toxicity is observed only in patients with the pre-existing kidney function, so kidney function has to be monitored. GI irritation like nausea, vomiting and diarrhea. Fanconi-like syndrome, that is a syndrome where there is a lack of reabsorption of ions from the proximal convoluted tubule, which is observed when tetracycline, degraded products of tetracycline is administered, because tetracycline is both moisture sensitive and light sensitive, so they may get degraded in the storage room if it is not properly stored, and if the degraded product is administered, it can cause Fanconi-like syndrome. Some people shows property of chewing the tab or crushing the tab and drinking water along with that, so that should be avoided compulsorily, because if the drug is released in the mouth, it can cause esophageal ulceration. Indications of tetracycline. They are mainly used for rickettsial disease. I am not mentioning the diseases. Just continue with chlamydia trachomatis, lymphogranuloma venereum, chlamydia conjunctivitis, etc., mycoplasma pneumoniae, brucellosis, cholera, peptic ulcer disease, treatment of acne. You can see that I had purposefully avoided other common diseases. I put the rare diseases initially. So whenever you write for exam, these rare diseases should be presented first, like rickettsial disease, mycoplasma, brucellosis, cholera, chlamydia, etc., because everyone will be looking for such diseases in the answer paper. So this disease should be presented because it is a broad spectrum antibiotic, and it is these drugs are only effective for rickettsial diseases, chlamydia and mycoplasma infections. Continuing with that, it is useful in psittacosis, gonorrhea, syphilis, salpingitis, peritonitis, STDs, amoebiasis, meningococcal meningitis, tularemia, rabbit fever, travelers diarrhea, yaws caused by Treponema pertinue, Lyme disease, malaria, plague. I hope you remember the plague. So plague, now it is coming in the TV and newspapers after corona. It is also useful for plague, and it is also useful for ophthalmia neonatorum, affecting the fetus while coming out of the birth canal due to infection in the vagina. Next drug is chloramphenicol. It is also a broad spectrum antibiotic and it's also the first synthetic antibiotic observed. And it is also bacteriostatic like tetracycline. It is also effective against rickettsia. Resistance is mainly observed by the presence of enzyme acetyl transferase enzyme. Mechanism of action, remember they are bacteriostatic, inhibit bacterial protein synthesis. Where it binds, alternately if tetra 30, it will be 50 here, it binds to 50s ribosomal subunit and prevents the incorporation of amino acid to the growing peptide chain by blocking the action of peptidyl transferase enzyme. Adverse effects, the main adverse effect is due to the inhibition of mitochondrial protein synthesis in bone marrow of the human, so which causes two main side effects. One, it is bone marrow depression. It is manifested in two ways. One is dose related anemia and one is most important idiosyncratic, whose actual cause is not known. That's the meaning of idiosyncratic. Aplastic anemia can lead to pancytopenia. So chloramphenicol systemic administration is restricted because of these two side effects, that is bone marrow depression resulting in dose related anemia and idiosyncratic aplastic anemia leading to pancytopenia. Pancytopenia means reduction in all formed elements of the blood. Under side effect, it is never given to premature infants, but if it is given to premature infants, it can lead to condition known as gray baby syndrome. Because of the grayish discoloration of baby's body, it is known as gray baby syndrome. Other side effects like encephalopathy and optic neuritis, skin rashes, drug fever, hemorrhage of skin and mucous membrane of oral cavity, black discoloration of tongue, superinfection. Pharmacokinetics, again it is also important. It is rapidly absorbed. Almost all the tetracycline, minocycline, it is completely absorbed after oral administration. It is widely distributed including the brain and the cerebrospinal fluid. It can cross placenta and can affect the fetus. Chloramphenicol palmitate, it is an example for the prodrug. Chloramphenicol, it is highly distasteful, so it cannot be administered orally, so it was made as a prodrug, chloramphenicol palmitate, which is tasteless. Indications, the main indication is anaerobic brain abscess because it is active in the anaerobic environment and it crosses the blood-brain barrier and attain a good concentration in the cerebrospinal fluid. All other uses you can replicate the uses of tetracyclines. It can be topically used for eye infection, external ear infection, stye. It is highly useful. Intraocular infections, brucellosis, UTI, RTI, but it is of all secondary use. Only for anaerobic brain abscess it's a primary use. All other are secondary use if you are not having any other drug which is safe than chloramphenicol, and if it is a life-saving condition, then only the chloramphenicol is systemically administered. Otherwise it is not systemically administered because of two main side effects. One is dose related anemia, second is aplastic anemia. So it is not given systemically unless it is a life-saving condition. Otherwise it is only topically used.